everyone, Cassius here, welcoming you back to the Shakespeare Minute. I meant to be posting some stuff while I was on vacation, but as it turned out, the reports of internet access at my last motel spot were greatly exaggerated, so I had to wait till here. Trust me, if I tried to upload the video there, it would still be uploading now. And with that, I return to you with another episode of Shakespeare Speaks. Ye old verbs. First, I want to say I just got back from Stratford, Ontario, where the Stratford Shakespeare Festival is located, and it is fantastic. If any of you are thinking, oh, it's in Canada, like why do I need to go to a Shakespeare Festival all the way in Canada? Of course, some of you might be in Canada, but for those of you who aren't, trust me, it is worth trying to get there if you can. It is the biggest, boldest place that you can possibly find. There are 4 different theaters. They do a huge variety of things, a lot of Shakespeare, but a lot of other fun stuff as well. This year I saw Cymbeline, Much Ado About Nothing, Henry V, The Matchmaker, which is what Hello Dolly was based on, and Pirates of Penzance. So they really do a whole bunch of stuff, and this season is great. Next season looks fantastic, so I really recommend it. It's like I didn't know about it as a thing that I really should get to until last year, and now I'm a total convert. So definitely check it out. I've got some links about that in the description. But for today, I want to talk about Shakespeare verbs. There's a sense that when you want to mock Shakespearean language, you can always end a verb with eth or est, because that's how they talketh back then. But here's the thing, that's actually a grammatical structure, and it's not super duper complicated. The first thing is the est endings, like takest or whatever, that only goes with thou. If you use any other pronoun, that doesn't make sense. It only works with thou. And typically when you want to conjugate verbs with the thou pronoun, what you have to do is add est. There are, of course, some irregular verbs with this. Thou dost for the verb to do, or thou art for the verb to be. Typically, if it's not possible to add st, you'll just add a t, or sometimes if a verb ends in t, you'll just add an s. So it sounds like how we would conjugate a third person today, because you just add an s there on the end of the verb. However, the third person is another interesting conjugation in Shakespearean language. That is where you get your th. So if you ever say I taketh, or I runneth, or whatever, if you want to mock Shakespearean language, you are being grammatically incorrect. The I form is conjugated the same way in Shakespearean language, rather disappointingly, I know, but it is just how you'd say it today. It is only the third person, he, she, it, which takes the th. And again, you do have some irregular verbs, such as to do, he doth, it doth. It's not an eth sort of thing. And with these, because sometimes you get an extra syllable on the end, because you've got your e in there, forming a whole other syllable on the end of the word for est and eth, sometimes you'll get an extra syllable, and that'll help fill out your verse line, you know, the 10 syllables in an iambic pentameter line. But sometimes you need to squash it, so you'll get a little, you'll get your apostrophe in there, often as a hint that we're trying to squash it together. So instead of takest, you'll get takest, and it's supposed to be squashed in there. Typically, to tell the difference between these written out in your Shakespeare text, you'll see the e if it's meant to have the extra syllable, and you'll see a little apostrophe there for when you're supposed to take the e out and just sort of mash it all together. So there you have it. St endings only for thou, and the th endings are only for the third person singular. So if you ever want to say I or you, unfortunately, those are the same as how you would conjugate the verbs today. You don't have to do anything too funky with them. You can't say I hath something or I hast something for the verb to have. It is only thou hast and he hath or she hath or it hath. But I have, you have, it's not going to sound all old school. Sorry. Ye old verbs, not quite as far-fetched as you thought. Until next time, this has been Cassius with the Shakespeare Minute. Think of the world.